How's it going, everyone, and welcome to the Ultimate Gaming Realm. And Merry Christmas! Ho 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 ho! Well, unfortunately, I'm going to take a morbid direction for this Christmas special, because this one will be a massacre. A Christmas Massacre. Christmas Massacre was released in December 2 years ago by PuppetCombo, the same team behind the other holiday slasher I did earlier this year during Easter time, Murder House. And like Murder House, Christmas Massacre pays its homage to 80s slasher flicks and 90s PSX graphical style with filter and CRT options. But Murder House was more like a Resident Evil game take control style with a first-person camera angle as optional, with the exception of defending yourself against the Easter Ripper in first person. But Christmas Massacre is either over-the-shoulder or first-person gameplay. But at least in Christmas Massacre you can kill in either angle. Just that self-defense doesn't work in Murder House in the first-person angle. At least I don't think it does. Or unless they updated it. In Christmas Massacre, you're playing as a villain. An evil Santa goes by the name of Larry, creating a body count on each stage, and you must avoid letting anyone escape. Well, what drove Larry to kill? Well, it all started during Christmas Day at a religious school in 1959, when Larry was a kid and was told by Mother Superior that he was not allowed to attend the Christmas party, but send him to bed instead. I guess that made the diaper boy felt more neglected to that point where Larry snapped. So, instead of going to bed, Larry decided to have a party of his own. Or should I say, turn the Christmas party into a Christmas slaughterhouse party. And everyone in his side has been invited to stay forever. So after he supposedly was sent to bed, he went out to sneak around to the kitchen to find a kitchen knife. Then the murder spree begins. Then it's kind of like hide and go seek after the first murder on just that stage only. Throughout the game, Christmas Massacre relies on the game being a stealth murder simulation. And if you get spotted by a witness or a victim trying to escape, you must catch him or her before he or she escapes. But on the first stage, nobody escapes, so that's obviously a training stage after all. Obviously, on the first stage where it's set in 1959, Larry must have gotten away with the murder spree when he was a kid. Just wasn't caught or even suspected. But 20 years later, around Christmas time in 1979, Larry is now an adult living in a rundown house, when a talking Christmas tree lives with him, which is obviously another voice in his head telling him to kill. So now, he's been sent to places that have been populated with naughty people, and they need to be punished in rivers of blood and gore. And at the beginning of the present day in 1979, you were like wearing a Santa hat with a diaper as an adult, or maybe it's white undies or something, I don't know. But you can't wear a scary Santa outfit as optional. And there are unlockable costumes in the game, especially non-Christmas related costumes like a clown costume or a miner costume. The variety of costumes are cool and all, especially for horror theme related games, but what gives? For a clown costume, that should happen around a theme park, and for a miner costume, should be usable near an excavation site, like around Valentine's Day. But what doesn't make sense when comparing the options of costumes, when comparing to the variety of weapons. And all you have throughout the game is a fucking kitchen knife. And only can use it in 2 different ways. Later in the game you get an upgrade to unlimited throwing knives. Unrealistic, but whatever. Then near one of the final stages of the game, when you revisit the school as an adult, you get equipped with a flamethrower, which can be toggled between the flamethrower and the knife, which in a way is a good thing because the flamethrower doesn't have good accuracy and you can burn yourself to death if you're not careful. Another interesting thing, after you unlock the throwing knives and the flamethrower in later stages of the game, you can reuse them in the early stages of the game, with the exception of the prologue, of course. Overall, it's nice that PuppetCombo tried to do a Christmas slasher type of game that feels like Christmas slasher flicks from the 70s and 80s like Silent Night, Deadly Night, Christmas Evil, or Black Christmas. The game is really simple as a killer, but it can get repetitive since all you do throughout the majority of the game is use a kitchen knife, and all around, Christmas Massacre is not as good or scary as Murder House was. They could have added more weapons for Christmas Massacre, like an axe or a pickaxe or a sickle or a chainsaw or a sledgehammer, and etc. It's also nice to know, like other games from PuppetCombo, they did a PlayStation graphical type of game, especially for a Christmas slasher type of game. Plus, Christmas Massacre being like a stealth murder simulation, it's just that too bad that PuppetCombo had the disadvantage when it comes to stealth mechanics that IO Interactive have for their Hitman games. But then again, PuppetCombo is not a AAA studio, so totally understandable. And it's always awesome for games like this to have filter and CRT options, but when using these options for Christmas Massacre, makes the game even more difficult to see anything. So probably for Christmas Massacre alone, it's best to have the filter options off. I wish PuppetCombo would put more effort into Christmas Massacre as much as they did for Murder House. And to the spoiler alert, as silly as this sounds, the talking Christmas tree gave Larry up to the police near the end. Then Larry was convicted. Well, that's all I gotta say about Christmas Massacre game. Still a decent holiday slasher flick of a game. Could have been better though. Thank you all very much for watching. This is Dixon of the Ultimate Gamer. I'm logging off, and Merry Christmas to you all.